Was there a big company that you worked for when you were a real estate agent?
Well, I worked for several smaller companies, but the big development companies that I worked for, yes, they were, big home builders in this general area. They, of course, are not around anymore because we're talking about many years ago. But there was one company called Sundance Homes that I worked for. They were huge at the time. They're gone now. As real estate offices, I don't know if you remember ERA Realtors. Yeah, that originally started as what they called them electronic real estate agents was what ERA stood
Oh,
for.
okay.
Yeah, they had a gimmick. They were the first people that had a fax machine or something. It was a long time ago. But that was a big national franchise, just similar to any of the other existing franchises of today. But, then a lot of these things either blend into something else and evolve.
Involved. Gotcha. Okay.
Hmm.
And when you were in real estate, how do you see it different from when you started to like the 90s and to now?
Well, the biggest difference is price
Price. Okay.
and interest rates.
Okay. I was going to ask you about the interest rates too.
Yeah, I mean, when you used to think that 9% interest was a good interest rate years ago, and today, if you started talking 9% to someone, they'd have a heart attack.
Yeah.
You know, I remember days that we were selling with real interest rates of 14, 15%. It was just impossible. Now, that was, if we think back to it, that was the days that Jimmy Carter was the president, the hostages were in Iran, interest rates were sky high, but the price of real estate was very small at that time.
Okay.
You can go back to we were selling out in Woodridge, we were selling condominiums, these carriage home style condominiums that were, 2 and 3 bedroom with a garage. And I think our introductory prices were about $34,900.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, if you were selling property for $35,000, 9% interest wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Okay. And when did you start seeing that the interest rate started going down and the prices started going up?
Well, I mean, interest rates have fluctuated continuously. I suppose the real big drops started in the 90s because that's when everybody started refinancing. And there were other laws that changed and at that time, that made refinancing popular. And, you think of it prior to about the early 90s, no one had ever refinanced. The idea of, refinancing your home to take out money to buy a car or to buy a second property or send your child to college, nobody ever thought about doing that. It just wasn't, that type of lending was not available prior to that.
Okay, so what laws changed that made it popular to start, cashing out their equity?
Specifically, I can't recall, but it may some big change. Made everybody think about refinancing, and everybody in America refinanced their loan within a short period of time. And then, as interest rates dropped again, they refinanced again and again and again. So I mean, I can't recall going back to the whys and the wherefores of it all.
Gotcha.